Okay, so we thought all this up over there, across the ocean. This was our brilliance in being able to put all this together, just the way it is today. Now that's ready to harm a whole new generation, as I mentioned, that already has a lot of problems to solve. Now the conflict within it is not wanting to take credit for all the bad stuff, and there was a lot of bad stuff. Only take credit for the cool stuff, right? So it's because being ashamed makes people feel bad, and being proud makes people feel good. Okay, so 4 races have contributed equally to our world today and our world civilization and today's life that we live. The white man's civilization, that's a thing of the past. As far as the good side and the bad side, certainly the indigenous of the Western Hemisphere have contributed a lot to the good side. Now, as far as the white man's superiority, there's ground rules, and there's protecting the turf that needs to be done. Now, they thought all this up over there as one of them. The other is we're far more advanced as a culture. We dominated because they were more primitive and we were more advanced. It becomes necessary for all these assumptions to triumph. The white man's superiority, the dominant culture superiority, is what it has become really in our society today. And there's too much of the ease in being able to just fall back on that and not really examine it and see what are the real facts. We're not concerned about who was superior or who thought up something first, but if there is a contest, I think the indigenous would win it anyways. In the Western Hemisphere contributed so much to our world, so these ground rules of protecting the turf and who's more advanced and who was more primitive, just because one culture happens to dominate doesn't mean they were necessarily more advanced. So it becomes necessary for all these assumptions to triumph. It leads into people's self-images. Because pride feels good and shame feels bad, they want the history books to be filled with these stories that make everything good and great come from Europe. But that time period now is going to end. The history books will have to change. They're trying to rewrite them now as we speak. But very little of this information is going to get into those history books, unfortunately. Well, I'll see you next time.